Our show takes place in Bikini Bottom at a greasy fast food joint called the Krusty Krab. The target audiences are working class individuals from 18 to 45 years of age. The show follows our two employees, Squidward and SpongeBob, as they deal with their money-grubbing boss, Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob is a fry cook who makes minimum wage. He's an extrovert who has an uncontrollable urge to please people no matter what consequences may come with it, and has great customer service. Although he's eager to please, he is a very ethical person and won't do anything if it means breaking the rules or falling in any gray area of ethical standards. He always wants to do the best job he can, no matter what the task is. If he fails to do the best job, he gets very upset with himself. He's also a very loyal person to his friends and to his boss and company, the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob also is good at keeping company secrets for his boss and owner, Mr. Krabs. He has had some great marketing ideas for the company, but every idea has been shut down by Mr. Krabs. Squidward's a cashier at the Krusty Krab. He's an introvert that does not have any customer service skills or interpersonal skills. He's also very unmotivated and couldn't care less about what anyone has to say about him or his work ethic. He doesn't really have a high standard when it comes to ethics, but business savvy or customer service. He also yells and berates customers when he's having a bad day. Squidward could care less about how he performs as an employee or whether or not he's helping the company succeed as a whole. He has no stake in the company, so whether it fails or not doesn't matter. Mr. Krabs has always been obsessed with money and is a penny-pinching financial guru. He's the owner and manager of the Krusty Krab as well as the employer of both SpongeBob SquarePants and Squidward Tentacles. Mr. Krabs is mostly respected by SpongeBob, who possibly sees him as a fatherly figure, while Squidward tends to loathe him. The show exaggerates Mr. Krabs' greed. He will almost do anything to obtain money or not lose it, no matter how small the amount, usually with no regard to the safety or well-being of others or even himself. He's very self-involved. It always has to be about him. He can also be very unethical at times. As long as it gets him that coveted dollar, it does not matter. Patrick is not much of a worker. If he can take the easy way out, he will. Patrick is also one of those people that lacks common sense and basic skills needed to survive in the working world. He's obsessed with getting things right when it comes to working, but no matter what he does, he always manages to make a giant mess of things. In this story, we see him try and emulate SpongeBob because he wants to be good at something and it just doesn't come easy to him. In episode 2, we discuss managerial ethics. Mr. Krabs could have avoided the overly confrontational meeting with Squidward if he only applied any single or combination of the 4 approaches to ethical decision-making. The utilitarian approach would have proven useful by recognizing that Squidward may have given the dime away as change to a customer in the name of expediency of customer service instead of stealing it. With no real definitive evidence to prove Squidward stole the dime other than it missing, a decision based in moral rights could help Mr. Krabs give Squidward the benefit of the doubt to a long-term employee until more evidence was available. The universal approach would also help in a similar manner by holding faith that a long-term employee deserves the benefit of the doubt, given lack of evidence. Finally, if Mr. Krabs would have included facets of the justice approach, he would have realized that he was acting impartially towards Squidward due to Squidward's default less than desirable attitude at work. In episode 4, we discussed competitive advantage. Both rarity and difficulty to imitate are aspects of competitive advantage displayed within episode number 4. SpongeBob's ability to create various color varieties of Pretty Patties allows him to provide customers with a unique hamburger experience that can't be replicated by Mr. Krabs' hamburger business. The general conclusion of this story is that it takes a lot to manage a company, especially a restaurant. As a manager, you have to be very ethical not to only your customers, but also to your employees. You shouldn't be abruptly blaming them for anything, but instead having a conversation with them to get to the bottom of whatever it is. If you're a terrible manager, your employees might leave your company and create their own with your blueprint like SpongeBob did. Now they would have a competitive advantage over you. If they decide to come back, you'd have no choice but to rehire them because those employees, in this case Squidward and SpongeBob, know the company like the back of their hand. The moral of the story is, as a manager, you must make the best decisions to better your business, not hurt it. Recommendations for us as a group were to try to keep up with all the agreed upon rules, meeting times and contact rules, time schedules, etc. These things helped us stay focused and on task. Also, we always gave the benefit of the doubt and respect to a fellow team member. We've been really lucky to have the team that we do, and we haven't really had any issues, but always recommend that everyone in the class treats each other as if everyone's giving their best effort all the time. And we also try to maintain communication throughout the semester. Our reflection on our technology, Google Hangout, Canvas messaging, Google Drive, they've all made our group projects way easier to create and share, edit, and finalize our projects for submission. Without these technologies, I don't think our group projects would have taken I think they would have taken a lot more time and way more in-person meetings to complete them.